somebody in WWE will see that, bro. And that could totally derail anything they want to do with Bronson Reed. Especially, bro, that was Pritchard's job. Pritchard's job was to find stuff like that, and that Vince would never see because Vince ain't on social media and everything. His job would be to find stuff like that and run to Vince.
What is going on, everybody? This is Dr. Chris Featherstone here for yet another episode of Riding with Russo. Yeah, Bearcat, baby.
Yeah. Very nice.
What's going on, Vince Russo?
What is going on, Doctor? Give me the news, man.
Man, we got some things to talk about on this episode of Riding with Russo tonight. Let's start off with doing a preview for the last man standing match for the upcoming Fastlane pay-per-view. Is going to be Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura. They have put Shinsuke Nakamura as a top heel on the Raw brand, and he's cutting Japanese promos, and he's saying, Seth Rollins. And they're doing some transcriptions with it, and they're doing their best to make him the top heel, man. First of all, give us a general grade of how you feel since Shinsuke Nakamura is as a top heel on Raw, and then let us know your thoughts on who's going to win the match at Fastlane.
Man, bro, it's tough to grade it because, I'm just being honest, Chris, as a television viewer, I don't care about this match at all. So I guess since I don't care about it, they haven't made me care about it, I guess I would grade it an F. Here's the thing, bro. This whole storyline has been built on know about your back. That's what this whole storyline was built. Your back. Yeah. So, bro, here's the bottom line. And Seth has, acknowledged back issues. Okay. And this is a last standing match. So, bro, again, if this were logical, and nothing the WWE does is logical, nothing. If this were logical, then Nakamura would go over. Because if you have a bad back and now you are in a last man standing match, what are the odds, bro, of the guy with the bad back left standing? That's what I'm talking about. And if they played it out that way and told that story, fine. I got no problem with it. But if Seth comes out on top, then you just completely wasted my time for how many weeks?
Is it safe to say that Seth is going to go over here?
Yes.
Let's just throw a monkey wrench and say Nakamura goes over. All right. What would be next for Vince? What do you think is going to happen next if Nakamura goes over at the pay-per-view?
The only thing that could happen next is two things. And bro, listen, maybe Seth wants time off and we don't know about that. That's quite a possibility, bro. If the dude's is a workhorse, maybe him and his wife want a little time off to be with their daughter, and I'm all for that. Yeah. So if that's a fact and that's why they put Nakamura over, they've already set up the first opponent is Ricochet.
We talked about that before.
I know, but they've set it up, Chris. They've already set it up that way. I'm with you. I'm with you, bro. I'm not for it, but I'm with you.
Yeah, I said that on our Legion of Raw show, man. It seems like they're setting up. If Nakamura were to win, the next feud would be Ricochet. Yeah. And the next show after Fastlane, I believe, is Saudi. So they're going to have that match at Saudi, and then after Saudi's Survivor Series, that's a big 4 pay-per-view. So, I don't see it, man. I said if Nakamura goes over, they'll probably do Ricochet, which I don't think that's going to happen. And so the next thing would be if Seth Rollins goes over, which he probably will. Then what does that leave Seth Rollins? What's next? What's next for Seth Rollins for Saudi? Where do you go from there?
Do you go to McIntyre?
They haven't really done much with McIntyre and Seth yet at all. McIntyre's been mostly with the New Day at this point.
Yeah,
I told you, man. I think they're going to do Bronson and Reed, man. I think that's where I think he's just going. They're going to throw another big heel in his way.
God, bro, bro, listen. Give me Joe. Give me Joe.
All righty with Russo, Joey.
Time out, Joey. Time out, Joey.
This is the problem with wrestling today. So, bro, on social media, Brian Alvarez put over the Otis Bronson match. He put it over. And then Bronson Reed acknowledged Brian Alvarez's tweet.
Did he really?
I'm like, bro, what are we doing here? Chris, if I tweet out right now, Bryce Harper had a hell of a game tonight. Is Bryce Harper really gonna write me back, bro? Like, really, bro? This is what I'm talking about. This guy's looking for the acknowledgement of Brian freaking Alvarez, bro. And I'm gonna tell you this. Hear me out. Somebody in WWE will see that, bro, and that could totally derail anything they want to do with Bronson Reed. Especially, bro, that was Pritchard's job. Pritchard's job was to find stuff like that, and that Vince would never see because Vince ain't on social media and everything. His job would be to find stuff like that and run to Vince.
Now, as a babyface, I'm not too like if a babyface did that, I wouldn't be I wouldn't be really critical at all. But my thing is, he's a heel, man. He's a monster heel. Like that would be like Andre the Giant, acknowledging someone and saying, Andre, that's Andre. I've been wanting to see you for a long time in the crowd. He's not going to be like, oh, nice. He's not going to go and clap their hands. He's going to look at him and keep walking down the aisle because he's a heel. That's what he's going to do. As a matter of fact, if he's, any good heel, will make that person hate him. You know what I mean? Like, I can't have.
I don't know what we're doing anymore, bro.
Yeah, like I said, man, long gone are the days of Hogan and Andre when it mattered as far as just being a character, man. Now everybody wants people to acknowledge them, and it's just, I was looking at AEW. We recently did an AEW show together, and I was like, man, a lot of people in professional wrestling, and I'm thinking, I think things from a psychologist lens, and I'm like, a lot of these wrestling personalities are like legitimately going through an identity crisis. Like they want the validation because they are like people who are insecure, people who struggle with insecurity. They long for validation and affirmation. Those are two of the biggest things that they long for. Like it's a drug to them. And I look at these things from a psychological lens, and I'm like, the heels who wants the cheers, who wants to put themselves over. I'm like, man, these people are really going through some like issues, like identity issues, man, because why would you want to retweet as a heel? This is your job. You're at work. Your job is to make people hate you. Why would you want to retweet a tweet of someone liking you? That it doesn't make sense.
I'll tell you why. Because your own company is making you feel insecure. Bro, you are going to work for a company that is telling you we're not making any more stars. They're telling you that, bro, before you accept the job, bro. Again, sports. Let's go to Ohio State. They recruit a kid, and they literally tell the kid, you are going to be nothing but the third string quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what they're telling you in the door. You are not going to be a mega over star.
Yeah.
So what does that mean, bro? That has to mean they are going to keep you down. And the more they keep you down, bro, the more insecure you're getting. So now when Brian Alvarez puts you over, oh my God, we got to acknowledge that because somebody put me over.
Yeah, because at this point, your confidence is virtually deflated, almost completely deflated. And you're looking even more for validation and affirmation. Because I would venture to say that the majority of pro wrestlers, even from decades ago, and a lot of people have said this in interviews, they're able to step out of reality. They're able to step out of their persona. They're able to step out of their current situations and that be a whole different person in the ring. That's the reason why you look at these documentaries, which, I'm about an hour or so in the Kurt Angle one, hour and 15 in the Kurt Angle one. Phenomenal documentary, just an incredible documentary. And just a lot of these people who just had, we see the dark side episodes and things like that. As far as the people's real lives are just in shambles, man. And so they find the ring as a drug, as a form of escape. It's called escapism. It's the same thing as someone who is going through a lot of situations personally down in a bottle of alcohol. It's the same. It's escapism. That's what happens a lot in the pro wrestling world because they go through a lot physically, personally in their personal lives, and they want to step out and just have that kind of addiction in the ring of getting that affirmation. And we see that. And it does make someone more, and I don't know Bronson Reed's story. I hope, he looks like a stand-up guy. I know that he recently got married, and so, that's kudos for him. But it does really call someone to step outside of their real life, and life, and go into this world of I'm a superhero. And the more they get those adulations, the more it causes them people to want to stay in that character, stay in that gimmick. We see that with Flair all the time. You know what I mean? Like Flair doesn't even know who Richard Flair is. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate. It really is unfortunate from a therapist, psychotherapist, and a psychologist standpoint. It does. I look at these documentaries, I look at these personas, and I do get saddened a lot, honestly.
I do too. I really do too, bro. I really do too.
Yeah, it is sad. It is very sad.